Hi everyone, Jordan from ENTTEC here. In a previous video we covered the importance of using fuses in your pixel installations, especially if you're using fewer, larger power supplies. Today we're going to cover some of the practical aspects of this topic and tell you about some of the fuses you can use and how to connect them up. But first, let's refresh our memory with last week's example installation. Just like before, we have 8 5-meter strips of 5-volt pixel tape with power being sent to the front and the back of the tape, all from a large 1 kilowatt 5-volt power supply. As we discussed last week, we want to protect each section by wiring in a 12-amp fuse. But how do we do it? What fuses are available to us on the market? You may be familiar with a couple of fuse types. We have glass fuse types, which are commonly used in consumer electronics such as stereos and hi-fi systems. And if you like wrenching on cars like me, you may be familiar with the blade type fuse. Both are fine options for fusing your installations because they're fairly cheap and accessible from automotive or electronic supply shops. It's also important to note that we recommend the use of fast flow fuses to properly protect your installation. Now, how do you go about wiring these up in your system? Well, if we take the example of the blade fuse, we have 2 exposed contacts side by side. These are the terminals of the fuse. Now, you could solder these in line with your VCC line as per the diagram. But if the fuse blows, you can't easily replace it once you've fixed the fault in your installation. Not to mention, you're relying on this component to protect your system in the case of an electrical fault. So it may be best not to damage or degrade it by exposing it to high soldering temperatures. Instead, let's use a blade fuse holder. Now, these come in many different shapes and sizes, but essentially, it's just a robust plastic casing to house your fuses to make wiring easier and to make the whole package safer by reducing any exposed electronics. Now, fuse holders aren't just exclusive to blade fuses. You can get them for glass fuses too. This particular version has contacts that are spring-loaded so they'll make good contact with the fuse. You've probably noticed that both of these options contain the fuse nicely, so you don't have any exposed wiring. It's important to check against your wiring diagram to make sure the fuse is being installed in the correct location. You want the fuse to be on the VCC line of the system after it has been split off to one P-link injector, but before it's split off to do the front and rear power injections. This way, the entire section of tape is protected. Wiring these up is very straightforward. You'll want to cut and strip the ends of the fuse holder leads. Then, twist together your VCC wires and solder. If you want some tips on soldering, you can check out our earliest videos in our LED tape series. Remember to slide on a bit of heat shrink before you solder the connection so you can cover up your soldered joint afterwards. Whatever type of fuse you use, it's important to keep in mind that the intention behind fusing your system is for the fuse to break current in the case of an electrical fault. Therefore, it's best to choose a fuse holder type that is rated to a higher current than your fuses are. The examples that we've shown you here today are 30 amp rated fuse holders, whereas the fuses we're using in our installation are 12 amps. This is important because in the case of a fault, you can easily replace a fuse once you repair the fault. If we use a fuse holder that's rated under our fuse, the fuse holder could melt or worse, catch fire. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this video useful. Comment if you have any questions or you think there's something that we missed. Don't forget to check out our social media pages and stay tuned for more helpful ENTTEC tips.